In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up this RAG voice agent. Now, what this RAG voice agent does is it has the ability to check available slots in your calendar, book appointments in your calendar, and answer product questions in tons and tons of detail. Now, as you can see, there are a few different steps to this. We have a transcribe tool, we have an indexing tool, and then we have the actual voice agent itself. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be actually just running through this first section here. So we're going to be going over the checking available slots in our calendar and actually booking in an appointment. And then I will release a video shortly where we'll actually go over the product answering section, which is this section here, and the transcribe tool and the indexing tool. So today's focus is going to be on the appointment scheduling side of this voice agent. Now, if you want to follow along with this and get this set up for yourself, you can download the exact templates from my free school community in the description below. And there are a few things that we're going to need before we get started setting this up. Now, we're going to need a cow.com account. Now, what cow is it's basically just Calendly. If you don't know what Calendly is, it's basically just a calendar tool that allows people to book in slots in your calendar for appointments or chats or consultation calls, all of that stuff. Then we're also going to need a Vapi account. Now, Vapi's the platform or the voice platform that we're going to be using, and we're going to be building our voice agent on, which we can then use in our template here. Now, before we start, I'm just going to show you an example of how this works. So I'm going to head over to Vapi and we're going to test this thing out. Okay, so I'm inside of my Vapi account now, and let's talk to this AI sales agent and see if we can get a call booked in and then ask it a product question as well.
Hi, thanks for calling Vapi AI. I can help you learn about our products or schedule a call with our sales team. What can I help you with today?
Hi, I want to schedule in a call, please, for tomorrow, but can you just list me 2 or 3 times? Thanks.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Could you please provide me with your name, email, and confirm your time zone? This will help me find the best available slots for you.
Yeah, so my name is Marcus, my email is marcus@example.com, and my time zone is London.
Thanks, Marcus. Here are a few available times for tomorrow in your time zone, London. 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. Let me know which one works best for you.
10 a.m. is perfect.
Great, I've booked your appointment for 10 a.m. tomorrow. You'll receive a confirmation email shortly. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Yeah, there actually is. Could you tell me a list of your products, please?
We have the following product available. Content Machine V1. Price, $2,000 one-time payment. Target audience, small to medium businesses, marketing agencies, and content creators. Description, an AI-powered automated content generation and social media management system. Key features, image analysis capabilities, content creation.
Cool, so you get the idea. It started to waffle on a little bit in the product details section, but we can tailor that later inside of the prompt. It's booked us in a call here after it's checked available slots in our calendar, and then it's gone and used our RAG database to pull in a detailed description of our product and then given that to me as well. So super powerful voice agent we're going to be configuring and building over the next couple videos. So again, grab the template from my free school community and we will get started setting this up. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start inside of Vapi. So when you're inside of Vapi, you want to create a new assistant. So click on assistants, click on create assistant, and then just give it a name. I'm just going to call it sales test for now. Click on blank template and create your assistant. Now, Vapi gives you tons and tons of different options to choose from model to different voices, LLM provider. So play around with this and figure out what works best for you. For me, I'm just going to stay with OpenAI and then also GPT-4o cluster for now. The prompt, I'm just going to copy and paste the prompt in from my previous sales agent demo that I just showed you. What I'll do as well is I'll leave the prompt and a few other things in the description so you can just copy and paste that in as well. Okay, so I've got my prompt in here. I'll explain the prompt in a little bit more detail, but you just want to hit publish, and then for now just skip and publish, and then once you've done that, you should see talk to assistant there, but we'll leave that for now. And let me just explain this prompt in a little bit more detail for you. So obviously we have the first message, customize this as you wish. For this example, I've just got, hi, thanks for calling Falco AI. I can help you learn about products or schedule a call with our sales team. What can I help you with today? That's the message that is first said when a call is made, like you saw in the example before. But the actual system prompt here, we start with the date. So this is important because we want our AI agent and voice agent to know the date, especially when it comes to booking in slots in your calendar, because you don't want it to book in a random date. So if the caller says, can I book in a call tomorrow? The AI agent will know what tomorrow is because it will know the current date. Now, there are a few different things here. So 2 main tasks: answer product questions, use the get product details tool, which we'll set up later, and then book sales calls, use the book appointment tool to schedule appointments. We'll set up these tools in a second. Now, again, like this is a very, very basic prompt that I literally just got an LLM to write with a few details. So you can edit this as you wish, make it more detailed. The more detailed, the better, but don't overcomplicate it. Give it clear instructions. List all the tools out. So you can see here we have our tools section, get product details, get open slots, and then book appointment, and then mandatory information for booking our consultation call, which is the name, the email, and the time zone. Just because if people are booking from another time zone, that can confuse the AI agent and actually cow on the back end, and it can start getting a bit messy with calls getting booked in at random times. But that's why we include the time zone, the name and email. That's pretty obvious, but that is just the basic system prompt that we're using now. You can add in knowledge files and stuff like that via this section, but we're actually going to set up a RAG database, which is way better when it comes to a voice agent like this, because it can actually allow us to pull in specific bits of information, which I'll explain later as well. Now, voice configuration, you can use Vapi, 11 Labs, tons of different voice systems here, but we're just going to stick with Vapi and we're going to stick with the Elliot voice, but feel free to come on here and test these out. Everything else we're just going to leave as it is for now. We'll come back to this tool section once we've set up the tools in a second. So let's jump to tools and we'll set that up now. So in tools, you can see there are 3 different tools. So the ones that we mentioned in our prompt, we have the get product details, the book appointment, and then the get open slots. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to come on here and then just pause so you can take a screenshot of this tool information, so you can just input it into your tool section. And I'll also leave a PDF where I just have all of this information, so you can just copy and paste it straight into the tool section. But essentially what these tools are, they are webhooks, or they are attached to webhooks that send data to N8N in this case, to keep it simple. So get product details, copy these tools exactly as they are. We will be using them and they are very important. So yeah, first tool, get product details. Excuse me. Description, use this tool to find detailed product information for clients. Leave this section. And then in the parameters section, click on this JSON toggle here and just copy and paste this JSON in. Come down here, hit apply, and then hit save up there. Now, under server settings, you won't have a webhook. This is when you want to come back to your template. Go to this webhook here, click on it, grab your production URL, come back to Vapi and paste in your production URL into this URL here. It will be blank for you, but yeah, just make sure your production URL, click on this, copy that, come back, paste it into this server settings or server URL section there. Hit save. That is the first tool ready to go. Moving on to the book appointment tool. Again, I'll leave all this information that I'm showing you now, so you can just copy and paste it straight into this tool section in the description below, just to make it as easy as possible for you. So moving on to the book appointment tool. Name, book appointment, description, use to book appointments on the calendar. Again, this section, don't do anything here. Come down to the parameters, click on JSON, and again, I'll leave this in the description below, and you could just copy and paste this JSON straight in, and then hit apply and hit save. Once you've done that, again, scroll down, come back to N8N, grab the same production URL and pop it into this server settings section here. Hit save, and then your book appointment tool is ready to go. Now, last tool, get open slots. So name, get open slots, description, query the calendar for available slots, and then the parameters section, come down, hit JSON and copy and paste the JSON in to this section here. Hit save, hit apply, hit save, and then again come back to N8N, the same production URL, paste it in here and hit save. Then all of your tools are configured to this same webhook here. So why we're doing this and why we're using the same webhook for all of our tools is because later down the line, like you can see here, get open slots goes this way, book appointment goes this way, product questions goes this way. So we're actually taking the tool call name and routing it depending on that tool call. So once you've done that, pretty much you have Vapi configured. The only thing you need to do is come back to your assistant that you've just created, come down to the tool section, click on tools and select all these tools here, hit publish, skip and publish, boom. Just like that, your Vapi assistant has been connected to this webhook here, and we can now go and set up our Cal account and yeah, so let's head over to Cal now, and I'll show you how to set up your Cal account and connect it to N8N. Then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through this in a little bit more detail and explain it to you exactly what is happening. So let's head over to Cal, get signed up if you haven't already, and then I'll show you how to link it with N8N. Okay, so I'm inside of my Cal account now, and what we're going to do first of all is come to your profile or my settings and scroll down here to the developer section and click on API keys. When you're in this section, hit the add button, give your new webhook a name, make sure you click on never expires and hit save. Now copy your new webhook, come back to N8N, click on one of these webhooks, so either the sorry, not webhooks, HTTP request modules, so either get open slots or book appointment, doesn't really matter. We'll click on get open slots, and then come down to header auth, click on it, create a new credential, type in authorization, and paste in your API key in there, give it a name, so Cal test, for example, hit save, and then you should see that this has been successfully created, and then that's basically Cal hooked up to N8N, and we can go ahead, create our event type now and get that set up as well. Okay, so I'm back inside of Cal now, and we're gonna create a new event where we can actually book in meetings and consultations onto our calendar via that event. So if we go to event types, click on new, we'll just name this testing for now, and we will change the duration to 30 minutes. Once we've done that, we want to come to advanced here, scroll down to additional notes. Now, I'll explain this later when I quickly show you through the workflow. But essentially what we're doing is we're going to leave in the additional notes that the call has been booked via our AI assistant. So when we're looking at our meetings, we can see which calls have been booked via our voice agent. So click on edit and click on make this field required. Hit save. Cool. Now this will be pre-filled in by our AI agent, which again, I'll show you in a second. But once that's done, hit save. And then our event is ready to go. You can hook up and sync your Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar or whatever calendar you use to this. So there won't be any duplicate bookings when stuff is getting booked in via this voice agent. Now that's done, I'm going to head out back to N8N now, and I'll just run through a few more bits of information that we're going to be needing here. So in this edit field section, you can see we need two bits of information here. One being our username and one being our event type slug. We'll get this in a second. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to quickly run through what we're actually doing in this section here. So the start and end time, this is basically setting the start and end time to state the obvious. But basically how this works is when someone calls your voice agent, and like I showed you in the demo, said I want to book in a call tomorrow at this time, that will set the start time there, and then the end time will be suggestions of which or different meetings. So you can see it's hard to understand here with this JSON variable, but basically it says +1 day, that meaning it will show all of the open slots within the next day from the day that they suggested. So if for some reason the slot that they wanted is booked, this will show more suggestions within a day of what they said, if that makes sense, without being too confusing. Then we're just calling the cow API here. So again, you can see that we've got our credential that we've just created there. We're calling the cow API, and we're getting our username and event type slug, which we'll add in a second. And we've got the start and end time, which we've just set in the previous node. And then we've got the time zone as well. Then we're just routing depending on if there's slots available or if there's slots not available. And all we're doing is returning the tool call ID, which is necessary for cow. So depending on what tool call you use, we have to return the tool call ID. And if we've got slots available, we're returning all of the slots available. If we haven't got the slots available, we're then just returning this message: there are no slots, try selecting another day or time. Pretty simple stuff. Now moving on to the book appointments one here. Again, we're calling the cow API. So if you just want to double click on this HTTP request module and make sure the credential we've set up or you've set up has been connected correctly. And then what we're doing here is we're using some variables that we've set in the previous nodes, and we are actually just using them. So for example, start time, event type slug, username, attendee. So that's obviously the name, the email, the time zone of the caller. And then here is the notes. So what I mentioned a second ago when we were actually setting up our event type in cow, I've hard coded it in here to say that whenever a booking is made via our AI assistant, in the notes section, it will say booked via AI assistant. So later on, if we want to build other workflows to see how successful our voice agent has been doing, then that can easily be used that way. So it's pretty simple stuff. But yeah, that, like I mentioned, this is the first step to building this system. Now let's go back to cow and grab our event type slug, and our username, and insert it into this edits field section here. Now come back to cow. To get your username, just click on my profile and you'll see username. Just copy that, come back to the template, click on this and just paste in your username there. To get your event type slug, now what the event type slug is basically telling the API what event type we want to book in the caller on. So you can see testing, that would be our event type slug, but just to be clear, always get it from this section here because you can name it something else. But you can see in the URL, the end bit here is our event type slug. Now we can change this to whatever we want, but in our case, it's testing. So make sure you copy and paste it from this part here. Grabbing this, coming back to this section here and just pasting in our event type slug into that section. Now in here, if you noticed, I haven't added the JSON variable in for username. In the template that you have, it will be there. So you don't actually need to hard code your username in. It will just be from the template as well. But just to put that out there, if this isn't the case, or if I forgot, which I definitely won't, all you need to do is grab your username and just copy and paste it into this section here. But that will all be sorted for you, don't worry about that. But yeah, now our voice agent is ready to test, and we can see if we can actually book in a call and check our available slots in our calendar. So yeah, let's head over to Vapi and actually test our new voice agent out. Okay, so I'm back in Vapi. We're at our sales test agent that we've just created. Let's talk to our agent and see if we can book in a call.
Hi, thanks for calling Falco AI. I can help you learn about our products or schedule a call with our sales team. What can I help you with today?
Can you tell me the available slots in your calendar for tomorrow?
Sure, I need to know your time zone to provide the accurate time slots. Could you share that with me?
Yeah, it's London.
We have several slots available for tomorrow in the London time zone. Here are some options: 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 12 p.m., 12:30 p.m., 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m., 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m., 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Let me know which one works for you, and I can help you book the appointment.
11 a.m., please.
Got it. Could you please provide your name and email address so I can confirm the booking?
Yeah, it's marcus@example.com, and my name is Marcus.
Your appointment is confirmed for 11 a.m. tomorrow, London time. Thank you, Marcus. Have a great day.
Perfect. There we have it. Our voice agent worked. Now let's head back to Cal and actually check if that has booked in correctly. So another thing I wanted to mention, all of these slots getting listed out, we can change that, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So if we come back to bookings in Cal, you can see here testing between Marcus and Marcus, 11 a.m. booked via AI assistant. That's the one that we've just done. Really cool. That's booked in on our calendar, and that appointment setting section of our RAG voice agent is ready to use. Now when you come back to your event type and you click on here, you can change your availability. So you can see here it's actually defaulted to my working hours, but you can come in here and edit your working hours as you wish. I'll leave that up to you. Come on here, play around with Cal, test out a few different things. But yeah, that is part one of the RAG voice agent and appointment setting voice agent done. I'll release a video very shortly, which will be part two, and we'll actually go ahead and set up this section here. And then also I'll run you through the transcribe tool and the indexing tool, and we'll set up the Airtable database as well. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.